How's it going, YouTube? I'm Landon, and welcome back to another most amazing top 10 video. This is where I take really interesting things and I combine them in a top 10 list. In the last video I asked all of you what tattoos or body modifications would you guys get, and this is what you all said over here. Today's comment question of the day is, what body part can you not live without? So getting right into it, this is the top 10 medical mysteries. Coming in at number, I'm talking about Cotard's delusion, aka the walking corpse syndrome. There is a rare mental illness in which the affected person holds the delusion that he or she is dead, decomposing, or non-existent. Like bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, Cotard's is another form of delusional psychosis, and those who are affected by it is also described a loss of blood, organs, or body parts. This distorted reality is caused by a malfunction of the area in your brain, called the fusiform gyrus, and also in the amygdala, which processes your emotions. The combination is a lack of recognition when viewing familiar faces when leaving the person's feeling disconnected with reality. The cure for Cotard's is currently unknown, and doctors are primarily concerned with treating the symptoms rather than the cause of the disease. Up next, in the number 9 spot, we have Gastroschisis. It is a birth defect, and this usually happens during pregnancy when the muscles that make up the baby's abdominal wall do not form correctly. This is when baby's intestines stick outside of the baby's body, and this is usually through a hole beside the belly button. The hole can be either small or large, and sometimes other organs such as the stomach, the liver, can also be outside the baby's body. Gastroschisis usually occurs in the early development of the child. Surgery will be needed to place the abdominal organs back inside. If the gastroschisis defect is large, the repair might be done very slowly and in stages. The exposed organs might be covered with a special material and slowly moved back inside the belly. And there's also other crazy things that happen outside the body, like the heart. There was someone born with the heart outside. Okay, so let's talk about the boy who doesn't feel hunger, and this comes in at number 8. And I'm talking about 2-year-old Joe Bell. He suffers from a rare medical condition which leaves him incapable of feeling hungry. His mother has to force him to eat, and she tries to feed him through a feeding tube. Doctors have been researching his condition to find answers, but Joe might be the only one in the world with this condition, which makes it impossible for doctors to figure out what's going on. Joe also suffers from congenital hyperinsulinism, which means his body isn't able to produce insulin. This is the reverse of diabetes. Next medical mystery, we have Pupula Duplex, and this comes in at number. This is a strange medical condition causing people to have 2 irises. The condition is so rare that many believe it to be a hoax, and it's not even in existence in medical literature. But believe me, it's very real, but then again, it might have me questioning it. But only a few people have this rare condition. Featured on Ripley's Believe It or Not, Louis Tossat, he was documented having 2 pupils. He became so famous that there was even a wax rendition made of him. Also, because of the rarity, people feared this, and they called this condition evil eyes. Could you guys imagine if this was a normal thing? But then again, it's really hard to imagine something that doesn't really exist, and it's really odd. So let's move on. Hypertrichosis comes in at number 6. This is a rare condition that causes abnormal amounts of hair growth all over your body. And I'm not talking about us brown guys with all our hair and chest hair and, the famous back hairs. I'm talking about this picture right here. Extensive cases of hypertrichosis have informally been called werewolf syndrome. Why this occurs, it's unknown. It was first present with Julia Pastrana, who performed at many circuses and sideshows, and they were called freaks. There was a movie based out of her life, and they named the movie Ape Woman, and that was made back in 1964. When Julia passed away, she was mummified and put onto display for the public to view. Alien hand syndrome comes in at number. This is a rare neurological disorder that causes the hand movement without the person realizing what's going on. They have no control on what's going on with their hand. Imagine being attacked by one of your own hands that is trying to slap or punch you. I mean, ouch, who did it? Oh yeah, that was me. The syndrome is thought to be the product of some type of brain trauma or injury. The most common causes of alien hand syndrome involve epileptics who have voluntarily undergone a procedure to separate the left and right hemispheres of the brain in an effort to control their seizures. However, It has been known to occur in people who suffer from brain tumor, stroke, infections, and aneurysm. There is no known cure for this condition. However, it can usually be controlled by giving the alien hand something to do. Like have it holding a cane while you're in public so you know what your hand is up to. Up next, we have another rare condition called Fibrodysplasia, Ossificans Progressiva, which is more commonly known as the Stone Man Syndrome. And of course, this comes in at number 4. It is the rarest, most disabling genetic condition known to medicine. It causes bone to form into muscles, tendons, ligaments, and other connective tissue. Bridges of extra bone develop across joints, progressively restricting movement and forming a second skeleton, and imprisons the body in bone. There is no known cure for this disease, but there has been attempts to surgically remove the bones. However, this results in a stronger bone growth. Usually after the surgery, the patients are worse off. Epidermodysplasia Verruciformis, which is a very long and complex word, but this comes in at number 3. For simplicity for this word, let's just call this the Tree Man Syndrome, which is a very extremely rare autosomal recessive genetic hereditary skin disorder associated with high risk of carcinoma of the skin. It is characterized by abnormal susceptibility to human papilloma virus, also known as HPVs of the skin. This results in growth of scaly macules and papules, particularly of the hands and the feet. Check out this guy right here. He is looking like he is slowly transforming into a tree. This is his hands, but they look like roots. It's consuming his whole body and his whole life. He has undergone surgery to a lot of the rare condition removed, but it only seems to grow back. And when it grows back more aggressively. Doctors are totally baffled by it, and they have no idea what to do or how to cure it. Okay, moving on to Gabby Gingras, who is the real life girl who feels no pain. And she comes in at number 2. Gabby was born legally blind, which makes her condition more complex. Because now not only she can't feel pain, but she isn't able to identify with it. She doesn't know if something is supposed to hurt. At a young age, she has poked out her own eye. It has become so bad that she had to get stitches in there. Gabby was pulling out the stitches in her eye. Again, feeling nothing at all. Me, I'd be freaking out. Gabby has no nerves to send the pain signals from her skin to her brain. There was one time where Gabby accidentally broke her jaw, but her parents had no idea because she was showing no symptoms. Doctors scanned her head and tests found she had a broken jaw, and that's how they found out, and it could have happened months ago. And she also isn't able to feel weather, which means she doesn't know if it's hot, if it's cold. So you know what, Gabby? You would do just fine up here in Canada. Alright, finally, we've all made it into the number 1 spot. We have Progeria, which is an extremely rare genetic disorder that ages a person's body but not their mind. Only 1 in 8 million people have this condition. Only 3 known cases live in the UK. People with this condition usually age around 8 times the normal person's aging rate, which means that they usually die in their mid-teens, unfortunately. It is a genetic condition that occurs as a new mutation and is rarely inherited. As carried, usually do not live to reproduce. Scientists are particularly interested in Progeria because it might reveal clues about the normal process of aging. Because of its rarity, there is no known cure. Well, there you guys have it. That was a whole lot of information. Hopefully you guys learned. I learned a whole bunch of new words and I've probably forgotten it by now. That was the top 10 medical mysteries. Let me know what you guys think and what top 10 do you guys want to see next. So let me know if you guys enjoyed these top 10 videos. I make them every single Friday, so you guys should tune in Fridays. And what you guys should do right now is hop over to the channel and subscribe. That way, as soon as I make the video, you guys can be one of the first ones. And you can go over to the channel and be like, oh my god, first, second, and then I can give you like a biscuit or something. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all next Friday.